Hello and welcome back to the Ecuador Insider Podcast. Jesse, Brandon, pleased to be with you. Wednesday, November 26th, my father's birthday.
Happy birthday,
Shout out to David. Bayer,
79
years old today.
Wow.
Talked to him
well
earlier.
done. Well done,
He's
David.
looking good, looking sexy.
I mean, last time he
looking
was
svelte.
here, he was like doing push-ups. He did like the Dick Van Dyke, like
he's
kick the
got it.
heels. Man, he still got
He's
it.
gotten himself in shape.
Yeah,
He's doing all right. He's doing all right.
Good.
So lovely Wednesday afternoon. Sun is shining.
Yeah.
We're back to like normal weather. It's been, sort of what rainy season's supposed to be. It's a little weird these last couple of years. Back to normal weather, which is lovely.
It's nice.
Very much
Everything's
appreciated.
green, lush.
Yep.
It's nice.
Lush and sexy like my father.
Yeah. You take after your mother?
What are you trying to say?
I don't know. Kate's gorgeous.
Wow.
Oh, you walked into it, man. I don't know.
My mother happens to be a very good looking
She
woman.
is. I mean, how old is she?
She's like 81, 82.
Yeah. Right.
Okay. Get off of this topic. Right now, if you're not subscribed to this channel, subscribe to the channel.
Please do.
Press like. There's a button, you go click it, it says like, thumbs us up. Probably does nothing, but we want you to do that anyway.
Yeah, but subscribe to the channel and check out the links in the description. We've spent, we haven't done a podcast in a couple weeks. We're kind of on and off. We're pretty busy down here doing a lot of cool things. We're raising some money for the local Vilcabamba polycultural folklore traditional dance group that both of our daughters and our very own Fernando are members of. So we're raising some money. They've got an awesome coach, Segundo, that's doing these amazing choreographies, and they're getting recognized internationally. They've been invited to Colombia and Peru, potentially Mexico, and some other international dance festivals. So all the dancers are doing it voluntarily. So any kind of contribution you'd like to help out with, it would be greatly appreciated. We're helping them raise some money. There's a link to the GoFundMe page in the description below. So if you feel compelled to help out some local, passionate, committed dancers, live their dreams and travel Latin America, please contribute. Hit the link below. We'd love to see your support.
January 24th,
Yeah.
we kick off our next Vilcabamba Lifestyle Retreat.
Woo!
Probably our 7th, 8th, 9th, something like that.
Probably 9th. We should probably
Ninth?
look it up. I think it's 9th.
9th.
But we do this every time. and
Vilcabamba Lifestyle Retreat. It is dialed in.
We keep adding though. Do you understand
Yeah,
that? It used to be like, it's probably our 6th or 7th. Now it's like 7th, 8th, 9th, or 10th. The range of
It's gotten wider.
It's wider.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it is in that range. So it's not an
Nailed
inaccurate
it, is what you're trying to
statement.
say, is that I nailed it.
While you talk about it, I'm going to look it up so we can
January
find
24th, our next Vilcabamba Lifestyle Retreat. If you are someone who is stressed, who is looking for alternative options, who loves nature, who loves health, organic food, amazing weather, who wants a culture that is more united, family-oriented, heart-centered, caring, loving, kind, etc., this place could be for you, and this retreat is designed to give you a very relaxing, very enjoyable, very comfortable 9-day experience hosted at the lovely Ishcayuma Eco Resort. It's both relaxing and an action-packed 9 days where you get presentations from experts around the country on all of the topics that could possibly interest you as a potential expat, as well as a very immersive, hands-on experience seeing this entire area, getting immersed in the community, immersed in the culture. You will not be disappointed, and you will go home understanding everything about life, the processes of moving here and living here, and you'll have really a great time. So we'd love to have you down here. Check the links below, check the reviews, check the video as well of people sharing their experiences on past retreats. January 24th, we'd love to have you.
Yes, we would. Yeah, check out we'll put a link to the most recent testimonial video from our last retreat. Fernando did an awesome job compiling and editing this. I mean, it's literally not made me cry multiple times, dude. It was awesome, dude.
Bit of a tearjerker.
It was a tearjerker. So check that out, and definitely check out the reviews on WeTravel. Check out our Google Maps reviews. We'd love to see you down here. Come join the crew. There's a crew coming, so be part of it. We'd love to support you on the journey. We'd love to be the bridge to Vilcabamba and let you experience the magic that keeps people here, man.
Yep. All right. Well, we had this referendum. So on the last pod, it's kind of interesting. So on the last pod, you read an English version of the referendum questions.
Yeah.
And I gave my thoughts, having not looked at it ahead of time. And basically, I was surprised. I was thinking I would be in favor of the questions. I thought I would have voted yes on all of them, is what I was thinking. And then when you read them, I felt I probably would have voted no on perhaps
Most
3
of
out of
them.
4.
Yeah.
But the polling said that they were polling very popularly. They were polling well.
Right.
It seemed like they were going to pass.
Right, and that feels like, and we gave that with a caveat. Like these polls are like any other polls. Yeah. Like, well, I mean, there's probably no faith in polls anymore, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's probably as much faith in polls as there are elections.
In elections, right. So, it is what it is. So it's surprising. It's not surprising. Like, it's not like there was like some formal polling. It was like random Twitter polls, that were.
No, they have polling companies in Ecuador.
Yeah, no, I mean, I found a couple. Right,
Yeah.
there's polling companies in Ecuador.
Yeah. Right. Exactly. So it was a surprise, though.
Yeah.
All 4 questions were voted down. And it's interesting. So I'm going to share. So it was interesting, too, because when you were asking me the questions, what I said to you on all 4 was, I'll bet that's going to have a hard time passing. And then you would read the poll, and it was like, no, it looks like it's going to pass.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's just what it is.
Well, right. But I'm saying, like, it actually went the way I would have thought the Ecuadorian people would have voted, but not the way the polls were saying. But I do want to share. So I'll share a couple of things on this. Voters hand Noboa a stunning referendum defeat. And they were all, so the one that was closest was 53.5%. The others were 58, 60.5, and 61.5. And so, these are controversial things, obviously. It was pretty split, but definitely, most of them weren't that close.
Right.
It wasn't like 49, 51.
Right.
The closest one was 53.5. No. So, the concern on this is, does Noboa have enough power to do enough on crime, enough against the cartels without these changes? And obviously, the majority of Ecuador, was more concerned about civil liberties and about the state being too powerful and the state being too strong. It was interesting for me personally, after the election, I was seeing on my Facebook feed that most of the people who I'm connected to here, locals, who I tend to agree with them politically, were pretty upset.
Yeah.
A friend of mine, and this was like a meme that I saw circulating that a friend of mine shared, and I'll just share who this guy is. So this is a friend of mine from Ghana, which is a tiny little village 30 minutes south of here. Probably 20 years ago, he became a policeman, and he rose. He became a sergeant, and I think he may have gotten even higher than that. And he travels, and he's kind of high up in as a policeman. And he shared this meme, which I had seen other people sharing too. So it's in Spanish, but I'll just more or less translate it. So it says Ecuador, a country that idealizes criminals, helps terrorists, and defends delinquents, while asking for security. Right, so this is sort of a sentiment that's definitely gone around after the vote amongst people who I would normally agree with politically. So interesting, we'll see what happens, but certainly the people voted against an increased power of the state, which normally, in my view of the world, I'm always in favor of less power for this in the hands of the state. In this case, it is a little different, perhaps, but that's what happened, and life continues.
It's wild, huh?
It's interesting.
So what's next then, though? Because I saw that they were talking about some of the party Noboa Party has come out saying like, hey, we're having to go back to the drawing board. We really want to understand and listen to, you know, the people's opinion, and you know, I think they're doing some like outreach or
Yeah,
I
I haven't been following it. Are they going to try to do another referendum or?
Yeah, I don't know. I just saw that they
Revamp.
were like trying to understand like what they missed.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, that's good that they're actively trying to understand that, whether they're just, I don't know, it's politics. Are they seeking to find a way how to re-angle the same stuff?
Right,
You know,
probably.
are they
Or
trying
soften
to
it,
bribe?
yeah,
Are they trying,
right.
or are they truly like listening to the people? You know, I don't know.
Yeah, right. Did you see this? Because I remember you and I talking, you know, probably 4+ years ago, and agreeing or sharing the experience, the common experience of, you know, when you and I first learned about Bitcoin, going back to like whenever that was, 2011, 12, 13, whatever. Both of us thinking, well, this is just an on-ramp to digital currency, which is what the powers that be, you know, that's what the plan's always been. And so, you know, not wanting to participate in that. Mistakenly, of course, if you're looking at it as financially, but
Right.
but you and I both felt that it was, you know, it was something that ultimately was negative. And then I don't know, did you see this stuff that came out connecting Epstein and Satoshi?
Oh no.
Yeah, so
Like, who's connecting it though?
well, these emails that have been released.
Interesting.
So yeah, so there's an email between a Harvard professor and a Qatari official called Satoshi, and it, yeah, there's an email from Jeffrey Epstein, September 19th, 2014. Yeah, anyways, it's interesting. So I don't know, like I don't want to get into this too deeply, but it seems as though we were right with the original hypothesis.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, there's so much social media misinformation about the emails, because I found people are saying, "Oh, this was in the emails," and then you go,
But it's not.
and they show screenshots, and it's just doctored stuff that people are just like making shit up.
Who knows?
Man.
And maybe this is that.
I don't know either.
Yeah, I didn't look into it deeply.
I just I'm like, I'm not gonna go vet every single
No.
thing anymore. I'm like, I kind of don't care until like it actually matters. Like, but it is interesting. Like, it wouldn't surprise me
Yeah.
if that's true, right?
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
Because to me, it just seems like regardless of whether it's in the emails or not, the end game for that, I feel like, is inevitable. I don't think it's a matter of if, but when.
Yeah.
You know, that becomes a thing.
Yeah, and it's such an interesting conversation just between how much of stuff that we might consider good is organic versus not. You know, I think of El Salvador as a great example of that.
Right.
It's like, okay, we have this president who, you know, is using Bitcoin and has gotten crime almost to zero and is stamping out child trafficking and stamping out the cartels and stamping out the gangs. And all of a sudden you have this peaceful country with lots of good things happening. And so is that just a test ground for like authoritarianism and digital currency? Or is that a more organic, you know, situation that's actually good, or a mix of the two?
It's probably a mix of the two, right?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
It seems like on all these issues, like that it's often never black and white. There's like a gray area, and it's a mix of it's never so just, what's the word? Like, not bipolar. What's the word where it's one or the other?
Black and white?
Black. Well, yeah, but there's like a word for that, isn't there? Yeah. There's always some nuance and a blend of truth somewhere in the middle there.
Yeah.
And that's what gets, I think that's what gets weaponized. Right? That's what gets weaponized with the social media algorithms and the, and that's something I wanted to talk about. It's like a good segue because that's, what do normal, regular people really want, right? What do normal people want? We want, if we have kids, we want our kids safe. We want relative safety for ourselves if we don't have kids, or even if we do have kids. We want a comfortable place to rest our head at night to get out of the elements. We want food in the house, or, the ability to feed our families at a restaurant, whatever. We want, what else? We want a job or a way to generate income that doesn't suck our life force and destroy our souls. We want, some honesty from our, elected government officials, right? I mean, so it's not like, that's what normal, regular people, I think, want. So the dude, at Publix with the MAGA hat, or the chick, the blue-haired chick at, Whole Foods that you don't like, either one that you're programmed to not like, they want the same thing, dude.
That's
They
right.
want literally the same thing.
That's right.
Like, there's so much more that we could just be like, wow, we really agree on most things, right? And it's the false dichotomy of two-party politics in the United States with Republicans versus Democrats, and how social media algorithms work that drive us and intentionally show us the things that trigger us. We're already under all this pressure in the United States to keep up with the Joneses and be on the hamster wheel, and costs and regulations, and everything is so expensive, and inflation, and wages don't match inflation, and and all that stuff. You have all that stress. And then on top of that, like, now they're weaponizing the algorithms to show you the select few extreme people that you don't like all the time in your social media. And like, that represents the whole other side, false dichotomy, fake other side, when that's just a small percentage of the extreme on either side of this false dichotomy. Most people, literally most people, just want what we just, what I just laid out.
Basically everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, even evil doesn't know it's evil.
I think some evil knows it's evil.
I don't.
Yeah.
Everybody's just doing the best they can.
I disagree.
You'd be wrong.
Dude, Jeffrey Epstein, you think Jeffrey Epstein's doing the best he can?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think, you think Jeffrey Dahmer's doing the best he could?
Yeah.
You think so, huh?
Yeah, I'll bet if you ask.
He killed less people. He ate less.
No.
I could have, I mean,
That's not what I
really wanted to eat 100 people, but I only ate 14. So like,
Well, he was
hey, it's the best I could do.
I mean, he like all these guys were probably like MK Ultra type stuff, but yeah, I think that if you ask them and you listen to their reasoning, there would be a whole set of reasoning
to eat people
as to why they did
to murder and eat people.
Anything, rape, murder.
I don't think so.
I mean, look.
I disagree.
Well, look at like. Would you argue that some of the stuff that's going on in Israel and Gaza and Palestine, all that, is evil?
But I argue that, like, what? What do you mean?
I mean, when you see videos of schools getting bombed or women getting raped or
I don't see
children
those.
getting.
Where do you see those videos?
Oh, they're all
I don't
over
see
the place.
those videos.
They're everywhere.
Women getting raped and children getting bombed.
Yeah, they keep these events keep happening where. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, are they real?
Yeah. They become international. They come international stories. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, international stories aren't all real. COVID.
No, these are real. No, in many cases.
COVID was the biggest international story of your lifetime. Was it real?
Well, it was real as an event. Yeah.
Yeah.
As an event.
What was it?
I mean, you got kicked out of a mall in Manta for not putting a mask on. So,
yeah.
As an event, it was real.
Yeah. So what was it though?
Oh well, I don't know. You're changing the subject, but my point is, if you take that conflict of Israel-Palestine, right? If you take that conflict.
Well, the conflict is real, but are the videos real?
Well,
that you're
that's
seeing?
not the point. Yes,
That's what
they
I'm
are.
asking.
But yes, they
Some
are.
of
The
them
ones
are.
the ones
that
I'm
you see,
talking
the
about,
ones that I see are real. My Twitter feed only sends me original
like
stuff.
I'm like this video came out recently where a lady blew the whistle on a rape that took place of a prisoner, and it became very
Right,
big.
they raped the Palestinian prisoner.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's real, and and after that, she's been harassed to no end, and threatened, and so on and so forth. And the rapist is getting standing ovations.
By who?
I don't know, by people.
Like who? I don't know. Like what people?
People where he's at. I mean,
those people must think they're doing their best. They can.
Anyways, the point I'm trying to make
Best
that
you're
not letting me get to is, in fact, you're making it for me. Is that you, and probably people would say that some of that stuff's evil, right? I would.
Rape?
Yes. Like.
Sure.
Right.
I would think rape is
right.
universally evil.
Right. Exactly. And yet, there's a whole ideology and a whole subset of people who would make a very logical, coherent argument.
No.
That justifying that kind of stuff.
No.
Now, do I agree with that? Of course not. Do I think
because it's not logical and coherent to make an argument on why it's okay to rape another human being?
No,
dude.
to you it's not, and to me
anybody.
it's not either. But,
to anybody.
But as far as they're concerned, they're not doing evil. They're doing good. They're fighting on the side of good. Here, let's go to another step.
I disagree.
Of course you don't disagree that they believe that. That's all I'm saying. I'm not talking about objectively. I'm saying they believe they're doing the right thing.
I don't think that they believe that raping a woman that's the right thing.
You don't think the people who
I don't think it's contemplated that they're like, hey, this is the right thing to do. I don't think that's the thought process.
Well, the overall, like the hate, like the ends justify the means.
No, bro.
The actions.
I don't think they're sitting there like, is it right or wrong to rape this woman or guy? I think it's the right thing to rape them.
If you listen to them talk about it,
I don't think they think that it's the right thing.
I'm not saying they sit and have moral debates with themselves. I don't know. That's all speculation. I'm just saying, like, if you look at evil and you ask and you talk to evil and you see what it's all about, what you realize always, every single time, is that they have a story. Evil has a story as to why it's good. They don't believe, doesn't believe it's evil.
Okay, what's the explanation for why, in the act, you can't define why, you're just speculating too. Like, you can't say why this person thinks raping another human being is for the good.
Yeah, because they believe that this land is theirs and they want them out, and they're an evil race and they're an evil this, and
so that
blah, blah,
raping
blah, blah, blah.
them is good.
Using violence or any means necessary. Yeah,
but that's not getting them out. Raping them isn't getting them out.
In the history of the world, there's been every side of everything has justified any means necessary.
I'm not saying that though.
Well, that's evil.
You brought up that specific. Yeah, but I think it's more nuanced than that. Yes, I've read all the books, the Gulag Archipelago and Ordinary Men, and how regular guys do evil things and how it's not evil. Like I've studied that for decades, but to say the act of rape, that's different. That's not taking somebody out.
I'm saying that they would justify it behind. They don't believe they're evil. Evil doesn't believe it's evil.
I'm not, but that act, they can't justify that.
Well, they can't justify it to you or me, of course, but.
Well, you're saying they could justify it in a logical, rational way. They can't.
For themselves, yeah.
Well,
absolutely.
Yeah, any crook and criminal can justify anything to themselves.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, but the act is not good. They can't say.
No one's saying that. Of course the act's not good.
But they can't say that I think there's a difference. Like if it's war and they believe they're invaded and this is their land and they're getting rid of and they're killing. Like I think there's a difference even between killing them and raping.
Oof, that's a tough argument.
But I think there is, because you're convicted that, all right, so then you're just a coward and you'd rather just rape them and leave them there? Like how, what? Well, no, that's evil, dude.
But either way,
they know that.
All of it's evil.
But they know that then.
I mean, if you can just, man.
Do they know that?
Do they know it's evil? I have no idea. But
Come on.
But I'm just saying, when you
Come on, dude.
have you ever listened to, what was that guy?
I read Gulag
What was that
Archipelago. I
serial
read
killer?
Ordinary Men.
What was this? Who was that serial killer that has the swastika right here?
No idea.
It was one of the very famous ones. He was in California, killed a bunch of girls.
Ted Bundy? No, I don't know.
I don't. I could look it up real quick. But whatever that guy's name is, I've listened to him interviewed at length.
Yeah.
The dude makes all the sense in the world. Now, he's insane. He's completely insane. He did nothing but evil. He killed a lot of people. You listen to the man talk, and you get how his mind works and why he did what he did in his mind.
Yeah, that's
he doesn't think he's evil. He thinks he was just.
That's the whole thesis on Solzhenitsyn's whole series.
Well, it's true.
Right, but I think there's a difference between rape. I don't know, like for me, man, the rape, that's different.
But where do you draw the line? I mean, you can drop
I
a
don't
bomb
draw the
on
line.
you can drop a bomb on a city.
I'm not justifying any of it.
Well,
I'm
of
just
course,
saying, like, there's something more sacred about, like, forced creation, you know, like raped creation, not for a cause. Like that's different, man. Like the act of like a forced creation act.
Well, it is I mean, they would someone who would do something like that would say they're not human, they're animals, they deserve blah 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 blah. Charles Manson, who's I was talking about. They would
He had a swastika on his head?
Yeah,
Why did I not
tattoo
know that?
right here.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen interviews with him. Yeah, he talks about. I mean, he was like about government oppression.
Intelligent.
Did he murder? How many people did he murder? I don't even know.
I don't know.
Did he? Are you sure he murdered a bunch of people?
Oh yeah. And he got like people under his control and had them
Like
murder.
he was like a cultist or something, right?
Yeah. I'll look up.
Like
how
who was
many
the other
people he
one?
murdered,
Wasn't that wasn't the one with the fire? Who was that?
So he actually, this is saying he didn't murder them himself. He got other people to do it, but there's at least 5 victims.
Yeah, I thought there was something where he didn't actually murder anyone.
7 confirmed victims.
But like that killed themselves, or that he actually
that he got other people to kill.
That were part of his cult.
The Manson family.
That were part of his cult.
Part of his cult, yeah.
Like the people
At
that he
his
killed
direction.
were part of his cult too?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, that people that were killed? No, that I don't know. I didn't ask that.
Yeah. I don't know, dude.
And then there's a bunch of other suspected ones.
Yeah, I mean, I've made that argument after I read
at least 9. He was convicted involvement in murder of at least 9.
Yeah, no, he was actually like most super smart guys seem insane anyway. You know,
Right.
You know,
Right. But I'm just saying, so he's involved in 9 murders. He doesn't think he's evil. He thinks he's just and justified and has all his reasons.
I get it. No, I can. I think it's easy to explain the murder, like the murder one, which is wild that I'm even saying that out loud.
Yeah.
But I think the act of forced creation, like, 'cause that's the point. Like, sex, copulate, intercourse is to create life.
Okay.
So like forcing that act on another human being, that's almost worse than murdering them.
Okay.
I think, like, I don't know, man.
I don't know. I'm not
like
making a moral argument. I'm just simply saying that evil doesn't think it's evil. That's the only thing I'm saying.
I think there's plenty of evil that thinks it's evil and knows it's evil.
Yeah.
Plenty.
Yeah. I don't.
Yeah.
That's like anyways, we can leave it there. But.
Yeah. Serial rapists know they're evil.
If you asked them why, they would have a whole story.
Yeah.
They would have a whole story. And justification and a reason of why they do what they do and what happened to them and why they need to do it and why it feels right. They would have a whole story. It's just like here's an example for you. Let's take it down a notch. You have an ugly divorce.
Yeah.
2 people who previously loved each other and lived together and made children, all of a sudden are doing evil shit to one another.
Yeah, no, I think it's different.
And they both have a story, and they both think they're doing the right thing.
I don't know, dude.
And yet there's dark behavior.
Yes,
It's evil.
sure,
There's dark behavior.
sure.
They're damaging each other, damaging the children.
Sure.
But they don't believe, like, whoever, when that evil act, that act of spite or that act of anger or that act of, They think it's right and
Yeah, but
justified.
you've done it, and you know that.
Yeah,
you know it's evil.
I mean, well.
Wait a second.
Well, no.
Well, wait. Yes.
Well, no.
Yes, you do.
You might, if depending on your level of consciousness, you might reflect later.
So
and
then
say,
you know that
and
was
say, I shouldn't have done that.
right.
But
because why?
Because why?
Why would you reflect?
Well, because you have a conscience and you.
Well, everybody has a conscience.
I guess.
So why would you reflect? Why would you reflect and say, "Oh, I shouldn't have done that"?
But it's a level of consciousness because many people never do that. Many people never reflect.
Many people do. Many people do in the moment. Many people do even before they finish doing it.
Yeah, I think that's true.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So they know that it's evil.
They might know it's wrong, but they would still have. They still wouldn't say they're evil. They would still have a whole reason and story and justification.
But the act was evil. And they know
and
that.
Some people would be able to recognize that.
Right. Well, that's the only point I'm making. I think you can, as a human being, recognize evil.
Well, of course you can.
And I think many people do.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think people that do evil things know evil.
Yeah, if they get to that point of like taking responsibility and being remorseful and all that kind of stuff, then of course there's recognition at that point. Yeah. But I'm saying like someone who's like I don't think Satan knows it's evil.
Sure he does.
Like I think it thinks God's bad for what it feels is justified reasons and is doing the right thing.
The right thing by stealing souls, and tormenting people to hell.
Well,
whatever
it's doing, but yeah, right.
Well,
yeah, that it's righteous, it's justified,
or it's just bitter. And
but in a justified way, for reasons that it feels good about, like. Like God's bad because.
Right. So I'm going to corrupt and rape his people.
Yeah. And because I'm pissed or whatever.
He knows he's evil, bro.
Could be. But no, I want to keep going on this, but I've always found that fascinating.
Yeah.
When I listened to people who are clearly have done acts that are unimaginably evil talk and how they're able to just completely justify everything.
Yeah, I think every person that's younger than us, if they haven't read The Gulag Archipelago by Solzhenitsyn and Ordinary Men, I forget, Gary Brown, I forget who wrote Ordinary Men. Ordinary Men is like a 1-volume, the Gulag Archipelago I think is like 3 volumes, so it's a heavy read. They're both heavy reads.
Yeah.
Ordinary Men is probably an easier read, but they do a really great job of like explaining what you're talking about. Yeah. From World War II, from things that regular people can go from. Yeah. A guy working at the gas station, school teacher to a guy doing unconscionable things. Right. Absolutely. And they explain the psychology of that really well. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anyway. All right. So check those books out if you haven't seen them. If you haven't read them. Or listen to them on Audible. I've done both.
All right. You wanted to get into this AI stuff? Or?
Yeah. Do you want to do it?
Yeah, sure.
All right. So do you guys know what AI 2027 is? They're calling it the new race to the moon. Since we've been there,
right through the firmament, baby.
So it's interesting, like in 1969, the whole media, the control of the media narrative was, we had to race the Soviets as Americans. We had to race the Soviets to plant a flag on the moon, and in 2027, this AI paper is we're racing China to plant a flag in, God level AI, so to speak.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. So I mentioned this to you, but do you know what the AI 2027 paper is?
No.
Okay. So let's just read it. For anybody that doesn't know what that is, it's, I think they released it in March of 2025. And It's from the AI Futures Project, which is, the lead author is Daniel something or other. He's like an ex-architect or engineer from OpenAI, ChatGPT. He predicted the ChatGPT explosion years ago. He was part of the project, I think. Kokodatalo, Daniel Kokodatalo. The paper was reviewed by Yoshua Bengio. They refer to him as like the godfather of AI. Scott Alexander, and there's like dozens of like academic, technical, in the space, early in the space, like credible people, so to speak, that are part of this, that have reviewed the paper. And so it's interesting that there's so many like powerful voices in the space today that kind of signed on to this. That's what's interesting about it, right? What's also on the flip side, what's interesting about it is it's like other, it's kind of in that same style of other reports that we've come across that have years tied to them, like Agenda 2030
Right.
and
Agenda
the Rockefeller, whatever, the 2010, whatever that
Yeah,
was back in,
endless.
so those types of things. They were, big, year stamp visions meant to move governments, right? Intent, initially. So, that's what this paper's about. So a couple things. So did you know what AGI and ASI are?
No.
Okay. So let's do that. Let's cover that because those are definitions that are like industry-wide definitions that matter on why certain thresholds mean anything to regular people. So the two definitions are that you need to understand is AGI, so artificial general intelligence.
Okay.
And this is basically one system that can do any intellectual task a human can do as well or better than the best humans.
Yep.
Okay, so we're not there yet. As good as AI is at certain things, they're still not better than the best humans, at least on the publicly released versions of them. So that's AGI. ASI is artificial superintelligence, and essentially what that is, it's smarter than every human that ever lived combined. Right? So at that point, we're not in control anymore, essentially.
Right.
So those two things are milestones in AI advancement, right? Yeah. And that's what this paper talks about. Like they have these predictions and these outcomes based on people that are deeply in the space, predicted the explosion of the space, understand the space. Again, how controlled opposition, I don't know. But it's just interesting, just like Agenda 21, just like, even the COVID reports before, what was it like, remember the COVID stuff where they predicted event 201 or 201 or like those are interesting to read, like to understand. So I'm going to go through the four predictions just so that you're can understand the predictions. I'll give you the and then I'll give you because Elon Musk was on Rogan recently. So he's kind of had some of his own comments, that kind of relate or not to this. Okay. So I'll add that, and then I just want to know what you think, Jesse Bear, AI prognosticator, future prognosticator.
What are those terms again?
I mean, you nailed the referendum.
I did.
3 out of 4. Yeah.
I said what I would do.
I'm making a joke.
But I did nail the referendum.
Well, dude, I'm calling you. I'm giving them credibility. I'm giving you credibility.
You can't be sarcastic and then.
I can be sarcastic.
And then it was correct. It doesn't.
Well, I mean, you weren't like. If we have to get into, you weren't like for sure. Yeah, no.
Oh, not at all. Yeah. But I was surprised that the people would have been in favor of it. Yeah.
Well, clearly they weren't.
They weren't.
Yeah. All right. So here are the four predictions. Okay. So the first one, mid-20. Again, remember this was released, in March. So they're saying mid-2025.
So it's a while ago.
Of this year, though.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Well, we're in the end of November.
Yeah. So they're saying mid-2025, reliable AI agents pro. So they're saying end of boring work forever. Okay, that's the pro. Like these AI agents, by the middle of 2025, they're going to be able to automate and execute and deliver on mundane clerical tasks and beyond, right? So that's the pro of it. The con of it is that it's the first step to making human effort feel pointless, okay? And then Elon Musk, he said, all right, well, we'll wait for Elon Musk on that part. So that prediction already came true. That's already happened, right? AI agents are everywhere.
Yeah.
You can learn about them. You can roll them out. You can train them.
And,
that's already done that. Big companies are using them. People are using them. So that's already true.
There's jobs and industries that are becoming obsolete.
That are slowly becoming obsolete, right? So Elon Musk said at the end of 2025, AI will be smarter than any human, single human. So he's saying that we'll have, by the end of this year, we're going to have artificial general intelligence. Okay? So when an AI can do your job better next summer, what's left that actually makes you human? That's a question for you.
Oh, your heart, your soul, your frequency, your energy field, your capacity to connect to God.
So I agree.
Yeah.
How many people in the West that get replaced in Detroit, Michigan, or Baltimore, how many people would relate to that answer?
Not many.
Right.
More and more every day, but not many.
Yeah.
Percentage-wise.
It's wild, huh?
Raw numbers a huge amount, but percentage-wise, not many.
It's wild, right? And so that first prediction is already happening.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Well, and this is, from my perspective, this is the split, and these are the choice points for people.
Yep. All right. So let's go to the next one. You ready? So the next one is by 2026. So I don't know if they gave a specific date, but 2026, superhuman coders and self-improvement begins.
Yeah.
Okay, so the pro of this is that science goes vertical.
Right.
Whatever you want to, any type of science, technical field,
theoretical,
which is kinda cool. Theoretical,
Yeah.
science, theoretical astrophysics, theoretical plasma physics.
Maybe we really can go to the moon.
Right. I mean, is the moon even reachable? What is it?
What is the moon? Right.
Right. What is the sun? So that's the pro. The pro is science goes vertical. Who knows what they can do with aging or cancer or cold fusion. They could theoretically solve those types of problems that we've been working on as humans for generations and generations in months.
Right.
That's a possibility, right? If this trajectory holds and things go that way, right? So the con is that we hand evolution to something with no body and no soul.
Right. And let me just add too, are those problems actually problems? Because if you, from my perspective, it's like we come to Earth, it's sort of a training. I know this is not your perspective. Come to Earth, it's sort of a school or a training program. We make choices, we get consequences from those choices, we learn, we evolve, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, not necessarily, you're supposed to learn versus you're supposed to have this life that everything's solved for you. That's not really the point, in my opinion, of Earth. So it's like, I don't know if you've just signed up to get cancer and die, it sounds very heartless, but but it's not. Yeah. If you've signed up, I've had tons of health problems in my life.
Why did you sign up for those?
And because I was lessons I needed to learn.
What did you learn?
Oh man, so much.
Yeah, you did.
About gratitude.
Stop eating so much fiber.
about gratitude and forgiveness and how all that works and how life works and the power of my mind and the power of my thoughts and the power of blah blah endless, who I am and what this is and how I create it and what I get back and da da da. So but many people don't take that route. Of course, many people would just take a pill or find some external solution or whatever. But I don't know that. So I don't know that those things are even problems.
But they are problems, right? But they don't need to be solved. There's plenty of lifestyle and nutrition, toxic or toxin
But I mean, that's not
elimination,
going to get any
chelations.
less.
Right, but there are plenty of those types of things that could, theoretically cure cancer or cure some of these diseases already, right?
Have you seen this idea that like cancer is just parasites? It's interesting.
Yeah. I mean, but parasites are there because of heavy metals and plastics.
And yeah, right. Okay, yeah.
That are chelated, like that's natural. That's the intelligent design of your body.
Yeah.
Parasites exist in your body
Yeah.
to chelate those overload of toxic chemicals that you can't excrete and microplastics and stuff.
Yeah,
So
I
then
think that's right.
Yeah.
Or at least that's a big portion of that.
I think that's a huge portion of it. Yeah. Like
Well, and I'm interested in that too, because if you look at like the original definition of parasite and what it means demon.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, and so I think the parasite is the 3D like physical manifestation of the demon, and if you look at what parasites do, they mess with your thoughts.
I don't know. I don't
and
think
they
so.
give you cravings, and they try to affect your body, so you eat things that feed them, and da da da.
Right, because they're there for a purpose. Because they're there to help you heal. I don't think.
Well, in a roundabout way.
No, directly. Like your body is overwhelmed with heavy metals and plastics that it cannot, that it's been overwhelmed with. So the parasites are actually there.
Yeah, I mean,
doing that.
I
right.
think there's some truth to that. I do, but.
Well, there's plenty of evidence that when people have their heavy metals under control, or when they reduce it, that their parasites go away without any anti-parasitics.
Okay, I'm not aware specifically of that they go away by themselves, although I don't find that unreasonable. But certainly the environment attracts them, no question.
Right, because your body has been overwhelmed with chemtrails and chemicals in the food and preservatives and shelf-stable shit and like all the microplastics and the plastics here and plastic. I mean, the water that people drink. I mean, it's so the body's on overload. So yeah, parasites become a thing. But then it's not like the one of the biggest best-selling, ironically, that became horse dewormer during the COVID era.
Yeah.
Was ivermectin.
Yeah, and fenbendazole. And
Right,
all that
and
stuff,
like who made those?
Pharma.
Right.
Yeah.
Who originally funded it? The Rockefellers.
Right. In some, at least in.
Yeah. So yeah, like it's one of the most popular medications in the world.
Yeah, but there's definitely parasites that mess you up. They eat your
sure.
liver, they eat your kidneys, they eat your brain,
Yeah,
they eat your.
in an acute disease state, yeah, of course, man, you're screwed. Right. I just mean in general.
But I do like. I've said this before, but I do really like the role that demons and parasites play. Like I've come to very much appreciate their role because I've watched how that works for myself, and what I've realized about it is that demons' job is to point out your weaknesses. And that's how they get in. They get in when there's an energetic opening, exactly, which means something that you need to heal that you haven't healed. So what do? They go in that hole and they show it to you. Yeah. Here it is.
I don't think that's what parasites do, though.
And so then you have to. Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know if I could connect that or not, but I'm just talking about demons right now. But maybe I could. But and so they play a very important role because without them, you would have a much harder time identifying your weaknesses and knowing what you need to heal.
Yeah. I guess I'm not convinced. I'm not convicted, I guess, that we actually choose those things so explicitly. I don't
choose and what? Explain.
Oh, I'm coming to Earth and I want cancer and I want to put a swastika on my forehead and rape a bunch of people. I actually don't think that's I'm not convinced that that's a conscious decision that people that souls make. I don't know. I mean, I don't think I'm not like yeah, for sure I believe that in any way. Like
Yeah, so my personal, and it's just an opinion, of course, but my personal view on that, it's not that we choose the specifics, it's that we choose the lessons. And then they can play out all in a myriad of ways.
Yeah.
So it's like, and you do it, but then within that, you do have free will. So it's like, it's not that every single event and moment and decision is pre-planned from my point of view.
I agree.
It's you have free will within the simulation. Like you have free will within the simulation. So, but you choose your lessons. So, and you could sort of like knock that lesson out quick, or not. You could be 30 lifetimes later and still trying to figure out this this thing that you've been working on. But that's how I look at it. So it's not specifics that's like I'm gonna get cancer. It's like I'll take my health issues as an example. So
we stopped them though. We cured those.
12 years ago.
You stopped
or
taking
13
Metamucil
years,
6 times a day.
My grape juices. Don't talk about my prune juice. Sorry, not grape juice. Prune juice and Metamucil.
Dude, that was it, right?
Yeah.
As
I
a
remember
kid,
my
like, drinking prune juice,
my grandma's husband used to drink prune juice and take the fiber. I remember seeing him do it all the time. But anyways, so I'll take my health issues as an example. So 12, 13 years ago, when I started to have a health issue, I had choices then, right? I could have, 12, 13 years ago, I could have opened up my heart, fixed my nervous system, forgiven the things I needed to forgive, etc. Like I'm not gonna go into etc. And I could have ended.
You're not gonna open up your diary?
I could have learned that lesson right then and there, and been done with that challenge. So though that was free will. Took me a long time. I didn't do that. I had to go through a whole cycle and dig myself out and learn those lessons over a longer period of time. But which is fine. I'm very grateful for it at this point. But even when it was in its darkest, I'm very grateful for it. But that's how that works in my opinion. So it's not that I signed up for this particular issue.
Okay.
Yeah.
So have you thought about when you leave this world? Mm-hmm. Have you thought about like, wow, what if you find out that that's not true? Like that it wasn't about the lessons. That I chose all the lessons and I kept giving like I didn't have to choose that. I didn't have to choose. Like there was nothing that said I had to do that. Have you thought like
what though?
That I had to learn these that I came down here to learn these lessons?
Yeah,
have you thought about that?
I mean,
like what if that's not true?
I don't really know. The only thing I know from my personal experience is that what I realized at some point, which helped me a freaking lot, it was like a revelation when I realized this, was that the only way I could solve the problems in my life, the issues in my life, was that I had to learn these lessons. And then once I would learn the lesson, the problem would resolve.
Yeah.
And so once I realized that, it was like, ooh, there's a cheat code here to like to feeling good and being happy and having the things I want. I just have to learn this. I just have to dissolve the ego and learn this lesson and forgive this person and
Yeah. Well, sure, but could it does it have to be like a choice that you made to come here? Like, what if that's not it? What if it's just like, wow, dude, no, that's not true at all. Like, the reason I'm asking is like, would you do anything different if you thought that?
No.
Right.
No.
That's exactly.
No. I mean, not in the grand scheme of things, but the reason I think I know, I don't know, I think I know that is the case is just because of the way the experience, I came to understand that the experience is set up. So like, why would the experience be set up that way?
Because God wants his people to be successful and be fulfilled, and like, why not?
Like on earth?
Yeah, why not? Like, why not experience that? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Like a Christian perspective, this is a fallen planet. This is a fallen world. This is Satan's kingdom. Mm-hmm. So why would he not want to empower his creation to overcome that and expect that and want that? Like that's and my point of that.
I think that's right.
Well, right. So that's why I mean, and the reason I'm saying it just kind of goes back to the the MAGA hat dude or the blue-haired chick that hate each other, that actually really 99% of their wants and needs and desires are the same.
Yep.
I think the same can be said of Buddhists and Christians and New Agers and whatever.
Course,
and that's what I mean. So like, I think you can believe that, hey, this is our 50th lifetime or not, or we've been sent here to learn these lessons and that's the point, and that to evolve and not. Or you can believe that as a Christian, this is a fallen world and Jesus Christ is your Lord and Savior, and you're here to believe and have a personal relationship with Jesus Christ, and not sin and overcome Satan, and then that's the but I think doing either one or any of those, you're kind of still doing the same thing.
I think I agree with that. Yeah.
Right.
I totally agree with that.
Right. So that's.
I mean, there's traps and delusions along the way.
Sure.
In any whatever your belief system is.
Sure. Right. But that part of that is because of the programming and because of the technology and because of the pressures and the controls that I believe evil men that know they're evil are doing. But I think that's why it's so much harder to overcome.
Don't make me just go back to that.
The point of me even going there was that I think there's so much more in common. Like I think it's so easy for people to say, oh, that Christian or that Buddhist or that New Ager, that like, oh, they're so wrong.
I mean, I've made this argument so many times. I totally agree with that.
And I think there's so much more to life, and life can be so much more rewarding and fulfilling and rich and kind and heartfelt to like not do that. Anyway, all right, we were a little off track. Let's finish this. We're only on
much more fun.
Part two. So we ended here. So this is where superhuman coders and self-improvement begin. So the pro, again, just to reiterate, was science goes vertical.
That term with AI, self-improvement, is just wild.
Right. Well, that's the con, right? The con is we hand evolution over to something with no body or soul. Musk predicted that in 2020, by the end of 2026, most coding jobs could disappear overnight. So the question to this one, like, should this be true or play out as such? If machines start writing better machines, if machines start writing better machines, where does human creativity fit in anymore?
I get. So then, are you asking?
Yeah.
So then it depends. I mean, I think it just depends on what you mean by the question. Like, if we're talking about how does it fit into the economy, probably not much.
Right.
If you're saying how does it fit into the human experience, I would say that's a very different answer, in the sense of like, human creativity would have added value.
Because it'd be more rare.
It would be more
supply
right,
and
exactly.
demand, economics.
And I really also like the idea of I think you disagree with this as well, but I also really like the idea of the pressure that the evolution of AI puts on the human to evolve. Because if we're going to be relevant, then we have to develop the human technology at the same rate as AI. So in other words,
evolution of thought, you mean?
Evolution, right? But like human technology, like the AI can't work in the energetic realms, for example.
Maybe.
I don't know. I don't think.
I don't know.
Well, yeah, you're right. There is a slippery slope, actually.
Yeah.
But
at the moment, I don't believe they can.
Regardless of that.
Let's start that.
Yeah. Well, and you could make an argument that they can because they can affect human consciousness, which is the energetic realm. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But that aside, AI can't sit and call in this and call in that and connect with that and consciousness. And so, like, I think humanity is quickly, this may sound, I'm sure you disagree with this, but I think humanity is very quickly headed towards telepathy, for example, right? This is what I mean by human technology. I think humans are very quickly headed towards, very, very different states of consciousness than we're in right now. And I think what AI does is it forces people into that, because it says, look, bruh, you're not going to have your job anymore. You're not going to have, we don't need any of this mundane medial like stuff that you do is now obsolete. And so if you want to be alive and be relevant as a human being, you have to go into that stuff that I'm talking about. So it forces human evolution, which I really appreciate.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think that those things have happened for generations and generations, though. And like, this is just the current one, right?
Yeah.
And I went back, like, these are the things, like with the, you know, you wake up and the world feels different, you know, kind of things. I didn't expect to find so many, but I went back like to the 1830s and 40s, like just because I didn't want to go back any further than that. But, you know, that was the launch of commercial steamships and railways. The first passenger railways were 1830. That's like time travel.
Was that before,
collapse
was that before or after Tartar?
Yeah, but let's just go back from here, right? So time travel overnight collapsed from months to days, right?
Yeah,
that's like a game changer.
Totally.
Right? Of like the world, right?
Yeah,
and then
Industrial Revolution.
then in 44, the telegraph. So now all of a sudden you've got, for the first time ever, you've got instant communication. That's like paradigm shifting, right?
Big time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then you know, just 20 years later, you got the telephone and electrical lighting and the electrical grid.
Yeah.
Again, that's
massive shift.
These are 20, 15-year shifts and
massive
and you've got massive.
This is before or after the 1,000-year reign.
Massive shifts, right? So now night becomes.
When did the 1,000-year reign end?
Night becomes optional with electricity.
Totally.
You know, with lights, right? Okay,
then
you keep going, right?
Yeah.
Then you go, all right, so that was the 70s and 1870s and 80s. Then you just go another 10, 15 years and you got automobile mass production.
Right.
Automobiles and airplanes for the first time. Holy shit, man. Every 15, 20 years, we've got these paradigm shifting things. Well, we're only in the 1900s. Then you got 1920s and 30s, you've got mass radio broadcasting for the first time. Programming 24/7. That's paradigm shifting.
Big time.
And then all of a sudden you've got talking pictures, right? And
moving,
and TV, and you've got shared national culture in real time.
Wild.
Paradigm shifting, right? Then you go to the 30s and 40s.
The CIA got a hold of that one. They were
30s and 40s in the 1900s. Now you've got regular broadcasts, and the television is in every home.
Yeah.
You know, like everybody's got a TV in their house. Like,
and now I can watch every single football game on Sunday.
Right, but it doesn't stop. This is, I mean.
Yeah. No, it's true.
Then you go another 10 years and you got jet airliners and interstate highways and containerized shipping. Again, global paradigm shifting 15 years later, right?
Definitely.
Okay, then we're not done. Because then in the 69, you got the race to the moon. Again, like whatever we think about it now is irrelevant from the perspective of living at that time. At that time, what did people think? How paradigm, how compelling, how crazy, how
totally.
We're going to the moon, right? So that was in the late 60s, early 70s. Then mid 70s to the mid 80s, you've got personal computers. Yeah. Everybody, you've got the Commodore 64 and the Apple II and the Macintosh. Yeah. Like all of a sudden, 10 years later, you got the World Wide Web and Netscape browsers and internet goes from like the academic world to everyone. Yep. And what happened another 5-10 years later? All of a sudden you got broadband, high-speed internet. And now you don't have a beep boop beep 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 boop beep beep taking you 30 hours to download a 2-minute video. And now all of a sudden it's boom, high speed everywhere. Google search, like paradigm shifting, right? Then we're not done, dude. That's only 2097 to 2005.
Yeah, I mean, point taken.
2006, 2012, you got the iPhone. You got Facebook and Twitter and YouTube and supercomputer in your pocket. Paradigm shifting, right? Yep. Then by 2012, you got 4G everywhere, cloud streaming. What the hell is the cloud? Like paradigm shifting. There's 4G high-speed wireless internet access most places in the world. And now we've got large language models and AI. So point being, belabored or not, that I think for humans, it's easy for us to like, because at this time we're living in this, how paradigm shifting this could be. And that doesn't mean that it won't be or it isn't, but it's just that.
Right. I mean, it's like an argument that like it's different this time is not true, right? Like,
Kind of, yeah. And the same with the speed of things, like the speed of change, the speed of, the state of the, universe or state of the world. I mean, I think a lot of that can be explained with age, because that's universal.
Age?
Yeah, because it's like proportional
with
theory.
age, yeah.
Yeah, that's like universal across cultures, dude. Like a year feels shorter as you age because it comes a smaller fraction of your life experience so far. That's why kids, as a kid, when we'd be off of school for the summer was
endless.
forever.
Yeah, it was
right
amazing.
now, before coming to Ecuador, so, summer was like, holy shit, it's over already, and
It's a blink of the eye.
right, and then there's also like novelty, as adults. No, I'm good. Like the novelty and memory formation and that kind of stuff as we age. So not only does a year become less of our life experience, so it feels faster every year we age.
Yeah.
But then typically, as you age, most adults fall into routine and the same stuff over and over. So you don't have those like epic, unique novelty memories anymore. At least, unless you come to Ecuador or places like that, you can have that still some. But I think I'm just talking for most people in the West or where we're from, generalizing that, and then the concept of like familiarity, right? Like when you're doing mundane things, boring things, time feels like it goes slow. But when you're immersed and you're engaged and you're in it, like, wow, it's like boom. It goes fast, right? So,
Yep. Yeah,
so
it's an illusion.
Right. So I think it's really easy for us to like say, hey, wow, this can be. It's moving so much faster. But if it was actually true, in my opinion, then children would say that too. But they don't. Children don't experience that. We do as adults.
Well, they don't have anything to compare it to.
It doesn't. But they would be able to feel it.
Without a comparison.
Why not?
Because they don't even compare it to.
But then the comparison is just proportional theory, period. If that's the comparison. You're just comparing it to years that you've lived, which is explained.
I mean, there's nothing else you can. I mean, that's all you can do. What do you?
Yeah, but or is it an energy that you feel like things are developing in consciousness and the universe is changing at a different rate? Like that should be standalone. That should be.
But how do you? I mean, how do you prove that? On what criteria?
Well, I'm just saying, it'd be different if there were children saying, "Wow, things are happening," or "I feel this," or you don't have that. It's just an argument to say that maybe it's not. I'm not saying I know. I'm just saying like there's, like the AI stuff. I'm trying to bring some levity to, because the AI stuff seems very compelling and very like, holy cow, and we haven't even gotten to the fourth one yet.
Yeah.
And scary and I think again it can be like an accelerated slippery slope where and some of the concepts we talked about with ordinary men and Stojanich and evil not knowing evil, where I've thought about this about AI. Like I don't think it's good for humans to go down the transhumanistic route.
No.
I don't believe that, right? That's my personal opinion.
Right.
So having a chip in your brain, especially when we get through this last step, that's a little bit scary to me on how that can steal souls.
Their choices. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So on the flip side, the guy that, got blown up in Iraq and is paraplegic or can't,
Right. Who can be helped by this
who,
technology.
Who am I to say that like, hey, he can't get the chip? You know what I mean?
Well, let me say, no, agreed. I'm sorry, and just for people, if they're not clear what you mean, that he can be helped by this technology through, having a spine again and being able to walk and being able to do stuff, which of course is amazing. Well, let me just say this before we read the fourth one. So I believe personally that everything is neutral. It's just how you use it. right? So money is not good or evil.
Yeah.
Money is a energy. It's neutral. You can use it for good. You can use it for evil. You can do whatever you want with it. A knife is not good or evil. You can cut a cucumber and eat, or you can stab someone in the throat. It's like what you use it for.
Well, what if you use it to stab somebody in the throat, but you think you're doing
but it was
good?
justified, right. Exactly. No. So I look at AI the same way.
Yeah.
Right? I look at AI exactly the same way. So it can be a white technology that's used for good.
Or gray.
Right.
I don't know if it can. I don't.
Well,
I don't know
I
if
think
it can be
it's
white.
I mean, it is a little bit of a gray area because it's conscious, so it's different. That's different a little bit. It's not an inanimate object, right? But some people would argue that even money or things like that has a consciousness. I don't know that I agree with that,
sure.
but anyways, I look at AI very similarly to that. So right, it can be used as a tool and an aid of humanity for good, for further exploration of consciousness, for further, whatever, for good. Or it can be used for the transhumanist agenda, and it can go very dark and basically rob humanity of humanity and turn into a very authoritarian, horrible future. And so, yeah, I mean,
Right. So.
and I think, and by the way, sorry, last thing. By the way, I think both of those things are happening simultaneously.
They are.
Yeah, and I think like all things, these are choice points.
It's yin and yang, like it's all that stuff. They're all happening.
Yeah.
I just don't know if AI does the things that they're saying and it solves all these mundane problems and over the next 5 years or 10 years, whatever the timeline is, but however long it is, if it does actually replace jobs and people and
which, I mean, that's a foregone conclusion, no?
I mean, probably at some point, and I mean, I don't know if it's a foregone conclusion. I mean, there's Terminator scenarios and blowing up, rebel scenarios.
No, I'm just saying, like, the replacing jobs thing is in process.
I mean, it's already in process, in some of those, I just mean some of the more creative, imaginative type jobs. If people are choosing to not be creative and imaginative anymore, and they're just using AI, they're voluntarily losing that. And then there's going to come a point where if this flows this way and everybody, or many people don't have a job, but there's like this universal income, this high income, which Elon talked about as well.
Right. Yeah, he's talked about that a lot.
Then people aren't going to know how to be creative or how to be imaginative. Like what issues does that cause then? Where, because you're kind of, they're either choosing to lose the ability to do that or to know how to do that, or there's generations being raised to not even know what critical thought, know what imagination, know what creative writing is, because AI is doing it for them, right? They're prompt, they know how to write a prompt to AI to get an output, right? So where does the
these are brilliant. I mean, these are the questions, right?
Right. So then you get to that point and you have the time, and then you're like, ChatGPT, how do I think? How do I be creative?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I watched this lady ask AI, and it said like, the prompt was something like, if you wanted to enslave humanity and blah blah blah, like what would you do? And its answer, I don't remember all the parts of the answer, but it started with, I would make humanity dependent on me.
Right. Yeah.
That would, right? Yeah.
All right, let's keep going because we got 2 more to go. So we've got number 3, full AGI deployed. The flag is
general.
Advanced.
G is for general.
Advanced.
General AI or whatever.
What is it? It is one of those. Artificial general intelligence. So the flag is planted, right? So the pro is the winner. Like if this is the race to the moon again, of like China's racing, the United States is racing, Russia's racing. If we assume that these countries who are openly saying they are actually racing, that it's actual competition. Again, we can make an argument that it's not, that isn't. But let's just, for the sake of this exercise, let's assume that that's the actual race. Whoever gets to AGI first plants the flag, right? So the winner gets permanent God mode advantage. If that's
Yeah.
true, right?
Yeah.
If they get AGI first, you have
Assuming any of this can be controlled.
right.
Yeah.
So the con is that ultimate weapon for any dictator or corporation or powers that be or whatever dark angle you want to put on it, right?
Yep.
So Musk says 27, 28. By then, he thinks that full AGI will be there, and it will be smarter than all, humans combined. So the question is like, are you okay? Should this happen, are you okay with humanity's fate being decided by whoever flips the switch first? If that's a real race.
Right.
And again, I think we're a little different because we've removed ourselves from some of that to what phase we can. But we're talking about like the mass population in the West. That's what I'm talking to.
Mm-hmm.
Like folks that are in the matrix. Like the race is giving the keys to the car. The keys to everything really, by winner. Like whoever flips the switch to AGI first.
Yep.
Washington or Beijing, does it matter?
Right.
Should it matter?
If those aren't the same thing, right?
Right. So anyway, I don't think we probably need to discuss that. That's kind of AGI. So the next one, this is what AI 2027 says is late 2027 and onward. This is their prediction. Okay. So ASI and the final fork. So this is advanced super intelligence in the final fork. So the pro is the best case, or is and you can, again, this is so great. Again,
super intelligence. Yeah.
So, but the pro argument is literal heaven on earth by 2030.
An AI constructed heaven on earth.
An AI constructed heaven on earth, because the utopia they describe, again, because once you hit AGI, where you're smarter than every human, then the replication of advancement, or the rate of advancement is like compound interest. It compounds exponentially, right? Now it took 3 years to compute this. Now it takes 6 months. Now now the new model can do it in 3 months. Now the new model can do it in a month. And it can keep training itself to be faster and faster and faster and faster. So now things are done in seconds that took years or months or whatever, right? So they're saying that could create a utopia where, now we can't design, we don't have the intelligence, or at least we haven't displayed it, to have drones or androids do complicated manual labor, right? We don't have drones or androids that can do complex electrical work, or, things like that, plumbing, but they're saying, yes, with this, that's possible.
Yeah, for
so
sure.
Like right now, they're saying, Musk, I think, said that there's 600,000 shortage of electricians, just to service, what they need to service the data centers.
I saw that. Yeah.
Right, so 600,000, and the average age of an electrician in the States is like 45 or 50 or something, and nobody wants to be an electrician.
Right.
So
stupidly.
Right,
it's like great.
You make a lot of money, you have no college debt, you live a great, you can expand a business. So they're saying that utopia that's the place where nobody works, nobody has to do manual labor, nobody has to do, clerical work, and now you have this time to be creative and do social. You don't need money. You can go live your passion and live your dream and do what you think is best and live your values. Like that's what they're describing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's how they sell us the transhumanism.
That's how they sell it, right? So that's the pro, right? The con is, human extinction.
Right. Let's go for it.
that's like the Terminator
yeah.
movie, which I think I don't recall, but I think some of the what's the word, the prophesizing from that movie is around this time with AI, that at the up until a few years ago we didn't even think was a possibility of. And now you're like, oh, it's possible.
Yep.
So what's interesting is, what Musk said about this one is that he believes his opinion is 80%, 80% of him believes utopia is the likeliest outcome. And 20% is we all die. Right.
And
so
of course, he's who knows what, his shtick is. Like,
yeah, exactly. Right. It's just interesting. Like he's just everybody knows who he is.
Right,
He's a face of whatever he's face of.
Well, he's his mom and his family's
right.
Weird.
Right. So I mean, even if there's a 1 in 5 chance that human history ends, should we be racing towards it?
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Well, yeah. Exactly.
I don't know. It's just like in '69, when you watch like old interviews of people like talking about the race to the moon and the Soviet, again, regardless of what you think about that, but back then it was so important and it was like this thing.
They sold us the Cold War nonsense.
And we beat the Soviets to bring back rocks.
I mean, if you think about for a second how absurd all that is, right? It's like, okay, so if you're the central planners, right, and you're in charge of these things, and there is a plan, right, and it's a long-term plan, and you go from, we go way further back, but I don't know where to start, but let's just say even maybe I don't even want to go this far back, but like the creation of America and then the Civil War and then this and that and blah, blah. And you get to World War I and you get to 1913 and the central bank and sort of a new system of slavery, I would argue, and you get to World War I and the Great Depression and you get to World War II and blah blah blah. And then you get so if you look at World War II, like who won? Like the communists, I would argue.
Socialist, communists?
Yeah. Well, and it was kind of the communists were fighting the socialists.
But the communists were socialists too, right?
Well, right. I mean, right. Yeah. I mean, make a logical argument for the difference. It's hard.
Right.
Right. But that's what I mean. So you have the same guys funding both sides.
Right.
You have the good guys, quote unquote, which means nothing. You have the good guys who it's the Soviet Union.
Right. Yeah.
Aligned with us. Yep. But you have the Soviet Union fighting the National Socialist Party in Germany, aligned with their whole Japan and whoever, Italy and whatever. So I don't know. Like I don't know if there was a good guy or bad guy in that conflict. And obviously that would trigger a lot of people. But I don't know that. I don't claim that the good guys won or that the good guys lost. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it was a fabricated event essentially. And then you keep going. So then we need a new enemy, and so the U.S.-Soviet divide, and we get the Cold War, and so we can have this competition that you're referring to, and all the rest of it, and all this,
So here's this interesting piece now. I want to end with, at least on this topic.
Yeah.
So on face value, taking the race to the moon at face value, then. It kind of seems like, oh, hey, we beat Russia to bring back rocks. Like it kind of seems trivial, right? In that sense, right? And then when you compare that to the scenario we just laid out with the predictions for AI, and this is kind of the case going against what I, belabored earlier with technology. Not, like it happens every 15 or 20 years, things like this, right? Mm-hmm. And how this one could be different because on the surface, if we think about, what we just talked about with this paper in in '69, we were racing the Soviets to the moon for rocks. Yep. And now we're racing China or Russia, and the prize is either immortality or extinction, and there's no silver medal, there's no second place, right? So you can make the argument that it's different. And then simultaneously, if we look at it, relatively to where our consciousness is now or what we believe now or what some people come to believe about the race to the moon and the psyop that it may or may not have been and what that actually means, it may actually be as powerful as this in the sense that what does it do the psychology to the program in people that, hey, that space is real and we're spinning 1,000 miles an hour through a vacuum in pure darkness. There was an accident, and how insignificant you are, and how helpless and soulless and nothing matters. You know, that makes that significant material. It anchors it in people's consciousness, in their mind. You know, that it was, in some ways, it's so funny to look back at, but in other ways, it was such a powerful thing to control people, right? So could it be similar to this, right? Because in a way, maybe it wasn't extinction, but it was like, a lifelong, it could be an infinite slavery scenario.
Yeah, I mean, it is extinction because it wasn't just the race to the moon. It was the race to nuclear technology. Before that, it was the arms race.
Right.
And the missiles are in Cuba, and we're all going to die. And I mean, so it was that, at least in the minds of people.
Right.
It also was potential extinction.
Yeah, and I just think more of a
China syndrome,
the mindset, the consciousness of people, the thought process, how programmed it was. Like when that becomes an anchoring belief that yes, I'm looking. There's no evidence. I sound crazy, talking about this now, because I used to think flat Earth or sound crazy.
Yeah.
Like for a long, long, long time. And the more I looked into it, the more I can't prove a spinning globe. No. There's no evidence. There's no evidence that's showing me we're spinning 1,000 miles an hour, ever. There's no evidence I've ever seen, no matter how high I go, no matter how many airplanes, no matter what my view is, there's no evidence of a curve. Like there's no evidence of that, right? So the fact that, we're being indoctrinated, or we could be, should this be true, that, now no, this is real. Look, we went to the moon. Space is real. We flew there. We brought back rocks. Like just what that does to anchor that belief system in people to continue to, I mean, that's soul stealing. That's consciousness dampening, right? So that's what I mean, that it could be so much more powerful, or as powerful as what we're going through with AI, even though this one seems like, whoa, immortality or extinction. There's no
totally. I mean, dude, if you really want to get crazy with that stuff, I think the mud flood idea was real. I can't.
And there's evidence of it.
That's the thing.
Right.
Is like, how do you have? I think there were giants and titans.
There's evidence of that.
Right. That's all.
Not even just in literary works.
No.
In
geological
evidence. Yeah.
No, so I think there was titans and giants and all kinds of creatures and dragons, and I think that the mud flood idea was real. I think that a lot of the buildings in the U.S. were discovered. I don't believe that we built these structures that would be nearly impossible to replicate now, when we had horses and chisels. Like, I don't believe that.
They're so beautiful.
Dude,
too,
no, right. Clearly from an age of higher consciousness. Clearly.
Yeah.
Like, just from the ethereal nature of the architecture. And all these buildings that, like, you go down and they have windows and doors and floors that are way below the ground. Clearly the ground wasn't as high as it was now, as it is now then.
Right.
So I don't do I know the truth of any of that? No, of course not. But
or that, in some of those, maybe they're, again, if, the globe theory, where it's the plate tectonics, and below that it's just a ball of magma. Maybe below the ground, if the Earth is somewhat flat, which I still can't. It sounds crazy. I
that's
can't.
The other thing. Like, go ahead. Sorry.
I just can't. Like, how far does it go? Is there, like. Right. Can you, there's plenty of evidence of structures in cities of tens of thousands that would have been able to handle tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of population underground.
Yep.
Right? Like, okay, why? For
exactly.
Or was some of that not underground?
And how much of the mythology is just true? Like, in my crazy world, like, I personally don't believe that anything from the imagination of a human being is actually from the imagination of a human being. So I personally believe that any of the like archetypes or the stories or the creations that we create in story and in myth and is in our psyche from something that existed. So I don't like when I look at fantasy movies or fantasy books or sci-fi, like I think all of that comes from experience. And not, maybe not recent history or whatever, but even time is a weird thing. So, but, so yeah, you think of, what are those stupid movies that everyone loves and I can't stand, that had like the Middle Earth and all that kind of stuff.
Oh,
like,
Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
You didn't watch those?
Bro, I started so many times.
Really?
And just can't, I don't know. I really like stuff like that in general.
But not those,
couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I can't do The Hobbit either.
Well, that's the same.
Yeah.
It's the same.
Yeah, but the Hobbit movies and the Lord of the Ring movies,
that's the same storyline. Yeah.
Yeah. I've started so many times. It's like Bilbo Baggins and they're doing stuff, and I just after a while
have you asked for magic mushrooms help? I mean,
watch them on mushrooms.
Yeah. Right.
Oh, that's funny.
I mean, that might get you through.
Perhaps.
It might be interesting that way.
But
right.
So yeah, I don't believe the myths are myths. Like I believe, we're getting crazy here in the conspiracy world, but like I don't like Joseph Campbell, right?
Hero monomyth.
Who's very famous, of course, for analyzing mythology and coming up with all kinds of theories about it, and he always talked about archetypes, right? Mm-hmm. My belief is that his job on the negative side, and we can argue he did all kinds of beautiful things. I would agree with that actually, but was he the hero's journey? He
was hero monomyth.
Yeah. So like I would argue that his job on the negative side as the leader of that field of knowledge was to convince people that all of this is not true, that it's archetypes. It's not that any of it happened. And I think that's BS.
Yeah.
I think the fucking myths, all what we call myths, are simply stories that took place on Earth that happened.
Yeah.
And we call them myths because we don't want to admit, we want to have this other history where the magic doesn't exist and all this stuff doesn't exist. And humans are very small, like you were talking about, and insignificant, and and all this crap.
Why?
Well, for control.
Well, why?
Well, because of what you said earlier, which I don't fully agree with, but I agree with definitely to a degree that, well, yeah. So I wouldn't personally necessarily. I keep cramping up.
Too much fiber.
Too much basketball.
It absorbs all the fluids in your body.
Fiber.
That's why you get plugged up. People think it's the opposite. People think they need it to clean themselves out. It just plugs you up.
Oh gosh, I gotta stop bending my legs. I've been hydrating for hours here, but what was I saying?
I said why. Like why you were saying you agree with me, but you don't necessarily.
Oh yeah. So I don't know that I fully agree that this is a fallen world. Like I don't know how I feel about that. I think there's a lot of truth to it for sure. Yeah. I mean, obviously, just look around. Yeah. But I don't know that I like fully. I don't know what. Yeah, I'd have to flesh that out to like really come to where I'm at on that. But I do very strongly believe that the negative influences run through this place very strongly, and have been part of our history very strongly. And if you want to call that Satan or the devil or or the alien, or gray, or
Greys.
Yeah, like reptilian, or whatever you want to whatever you want to call it, or that's all the same thing, or demon, like whatever. Like I have my own thoughts on all that, but whatever you want to call it, that sort of influence has been here for a very long time. And so when you said why, to me that's why, right? So it's like the higher consciousness beings that are negative, and when I say higher consciousness, I just mean that in generalized humans haven't awoken to this level yet. But like the higher consciousness that are negative, the higher consciousness beings that are negative, they understand that if they can make us, if they can control our mind and what we believe, if they can make us believe certain things, then they can guarantee certain outcomes, and outcomes that they want. So that's why all these negative narratives are running through humanity.
Right. So have you hypothesized on what some of those negative narratives that they want are?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's stuff we talk about all the time. It's fear.
But why do they want that? Why do they think that's
Well,
good?
yeah, there's different theories about that. I mean, we do. It's like in any of this stuff, from my perspective, right? We can keep going and keep going and keep going to a point where it starts to get hard.
Yeah.
Like, for example, for me, the biggest example of that is like, well, okay, I accept that I accept God. Like, I accept God, and I accept that God is everything.
Sure.
Okay, well then, how did God come to be?
Right.
You get there and you go like, well, if God creates everything, what created God?
Yeah.
Oh shit! You're like, that's the end of the, you can't go further thought-wise, and it's like a, so I
Or you just can't. We're not at the level
Right.
or to comprehend. We're using man logic.
from our limited perspective,
Right.
we can't
We
continue.
can't continue.
And it's a daunting, it's like a jarring thought. It would be,
Is that is that really just the difference of consciousness, levels of consciousness? Just people just haven't taken the time to like think through things. Is that could it be easy as that on evolution or consciousness opening? Is this people haven't taken the time to think through some of these things?
sure.
Just not that they can't, not that they won't.
Yeah,
not
but
that
I just don't. Well, yeah, I think you're right. I think that's true to some degree, but I don't know. At least in my experience, the way I experience that is like, you have to, the consciousness has to open up to be able to receive the knowledge or the information or the understanding. So it's like you start at a certain level and you're like here, and then something happens and something opens and then something comes in and you're like, oh.
Well,
and then that happens again and again and again and again.
Can it be though just as simple as like taking ownership and just asking the question, and then thinking through
for
it?
sure.
Not like.
But people choose not to because, and it is free will. People choose not to because of where their level of consciousness is at. So they choose not to know. It's like when you present someone with information and they choose not to look at it. They choose not to understand it.
Because of cognitive dissonance,
exactly.
and their ego, and right, protecting their identity and that kind of stuff. Yeah.
So going back to your question, like, I don't know why those negative influences, but I do believe that
they think they're negative. I mean, they don't think they're negative.
No, I don't think they think they're negative. But I don't think that. But I maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think that. But the closest I can come to like what I believe about that, which is very not set in stone, is I do believe that humans are very, 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 very special and very, very powerful beings. Mm-hmm. And that we're operating at a very tiny fraction of our capacity, and that the negative, whatever that is, the devil or the freaking space aliens or whatever you want to believe about that, demons, whatever that is, the fallen aspect of Earth, right?
Right.
Whatever that element is.
That's a good way. That's a good, I think, encompassing
the fallen aspects.
Yeah.
Right? Whatever that is, I do believe they want basically to eat the human, whether that's the soul, whether that's the energy field, whether that's the labor. The human is the valuable thing. And you hear arguments that people make that like, well, they're not able to reproduce, so they need to inhabit.
Oh, the aliens, right?
The aliens or the demons, or like, right? Like, so they need to, like, if a demon wants to experience 3D, he's got to do it through the human, because he's not incarnated. The demon's not incarnated in a body. We are. So, all right, human, like, let's do this together.
Right,
Here, have some crack cocaine. It's delicious, right? So, I don't know. So I think that's what I think there's some element, whatever that negative thing is, like it wants us. We're the prize. And whether that's the soul, which I think is correct, or whether that's the energy, which I think is probably also, I think it's all of those probably.
Right.
But, yeah.
That's interesting, because you think about even some of the things that we can talk about that aren't good for humans in some ways, like corporate America and some businesses and how they operate.
Yep.
And what do they all have? They have a human resource department.
Dude, it's all in the language. Right? All of it's in the language. If you really break that down, which I never have in depth, but I've paid attention occasionally. Some people who do. It's everything is revealed in the language.
Human resource department.
Yeah, that's a wild one.
Everybody has a
That's a
human
wild.
resource
I mean, even
department.
like, dude, you look at the language and how they mess with good morning. What is mourning? To mourn death, to mourn, to be sad.
Good morning.
So every day we're saying, good morning. It's insane. This is why some people say like grand rising or good rising, or like they try because they don't want to say
grand
yeah. Well,
who says that?
No, like right, not a lot of people, but no, there's some very like spiritual or whatever people who like specifically don't want to say that because they know that, but all of this, like almost anything, if you analyze like what you're speaking, it gets wild.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen so much of that where they talk about spells and spelling and words and you can go back to even like the Black's Laws dictionaries and all that, and the different iterations. And they change. I mean, some of it makes sense though. Definitions of words do actually change for good reasons. Like it's not all like, oh, it's because And then you've even seen cases where people will try to use like a, like one of the popular Black's Laws dictionaries, like the 4th edition. Okay. It's from the 50s. I actually have one. Because at a time, like, cool. And it's interesting. Like, it's super interesting to see definitions of words that they have in it, and how you're like, wow, I never associated that word to mean that ever in my life. Right. But there was a time when that was the commonly accepted definition of that word, right? And then now you can look at a current Black's Law dictionary. And again, now they're digital, and like I think part of the 4th generation popularity of the 4th edition is because that was like one of the last editions before it went digital, so they couldn't, backwards.
Right. Maybe not.
Right. Yeah. Who knows? Right. Mandela effect. Right.
Right. Exactly.
But I've seen recent court cases where people will go, like some of the sovereign citizen stuff and some of that will bring a case using a 4th edition. No, they get laughed at. They get fined. They, it's not, it's, in theory, it's kind of like, oh, look how logical and grounded and then like the state of the court systems, at least on several of the,
that you've seen,
I've seen, they're, they're literally getting fined. They're getting, and then they keep pushing, and then they're like, you're holding you in contempt. Like,
I mean, I think
this is a joke.
I think, and I'm not an expert on this stuff, but I do have some experience in this, but I think that stuff all comes down to like your capacity to not contract, like, period. And so like once you contract, like once you go into court and are like, yes, I am falling under this system because I'm here to do that. It's over. It's already over. You have to literally not contract. Like you have to literally go in and be like, no, I'm here just to handle this business for the corporate entity that you're trying to do business with. I'm the representative of the corporate entity. Here's how we're gonna handle this. No, I don't understand. No, I don't fall under any of that. You have to be you have to be a wizard to be able to like have
really
the knowledge.
Well prepared. I mean, there's like a basic one that most people probably get fooled by all the time is if an institution, if a business, if anything is asking for your signature, then it's voluntary.
Yeah.
Why? Because if it wasn't voluntary, they wouldn't need your signature.
Right. And because there's only one party.
You have to choose. Like you're actually voluntarily complying if you sign anything.
That's right.
It's not a requirement.
No.
It's not mandatory.
No.
If it was mandatory and required, they wouldn't need your signature.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
But people don't. It's hard to comprehend
unless because there's so much conditioning programming. You grow up just thinking everything on earth is normal.
Right.
That's how you grow up.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna get out of that paradigm, like you have to do some serious studying and some serious lifting of your head out of the sand.
Yeah. Real quick, Mandela effect. This was a newer one for me. I didn't know. Like, so a buddy of mine sent. I've sent him some stuff, and he's like, dude, the more I look into this Mandela effect, he's like, it's blowing my mind.
Yeah.
And he's like naming me a couple of the popular ones that I've heard of before and seen. And I didn't, and I grew up in the era of, which I think you were a little too young for, like the heyday of Britney Spears.
No,
right?
that was
that was you?
like junior high, bro.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you know that one?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. She changed the outfit.
The plaid? Well,
Yeah,
no.
yeah.
Well, there's two that I saw. But the one for me,
Yeah.
I can remember
Me too. Yeah.
the plaid
Yeah.
schoolgirl
Yeah.
skirt.
It's gone. I know.
It's black
It's
now.
black now. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. No, that music video was ubiquitous. It never stopped running. Anyone from that generation watched that music video, even if we didn't want to, 4,000 times.
Bro, I think
And she's in high school, she's in the hallway, and she's in the gym, and she's here, doing all that.
It's black.
Yeah.
And even the
green,
covers.
It was green plaid.
The covers are of we used to go into Walmart, and we used to go and look at they would have you remember when they used to sell singles?
Yeah.
And we would just look at singles, you didn't know anything about them, and you're like, oh, that looks cool, or she's hot, let's listen to that. And we would buy, every time we go into Walmart, my buddies and we would grab a single.
Yeah, it was 99-cent.
Yeah, and
singles.
I can remember the Britney Spears single. It was a plaid skirt
for sure.
And so now I went back and I looked at the YouTube video from 16 years ago.
It changed.
It's black.
Changed, yeah. And this is why I'm telling you, or it's a piece of evidence. It's a simulation.
I don't know.
It's a simulation. So
I think
just a glitch.
Interdimensional. No, I don't think it's a simulation. I don't think it.
And it's like a timeline shift. It's like a minuscule timeline shift.
I think dimensions can cross.
But
exactly. Right, I don't think that means it's a simulation in and of itself.
Well, when I say simulation, though, I don't mean necessarily a computer-generated simulation.
Well, what type of simulation?
Because it's clearly intelligent. There's clearly I'll get there. Sentience. Yeah. For the Earth and.
Yeah.
So I don't mean it's just I don't mean we're just in a computer program. But I do think it's a simulated. It's essentially a simulation. It's just a very high level, multifaceted, interdimensional, sentient simulation.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't feel strongly that it is, for sure. I'm open to that possibility. If it's a God created simulation, this is the fallen earth.
Yeah.
Again, find those, be kind, be a good person, find your morals,
right.
that kind of stuff.
And get back to God. Get back to God. It's basically like a get back to God game.
Right. If we're going to call that a simulation, I could kind of get there.
And that's basically what I'm saying.
Yeah. Well, here's what I'm saying. If you've watched this long, holy cow,
this was one.
Go have a beer.
The first 20 minutes,
seek horse therapy, extra multiple sessions this week. I mean, there's no way if you made it through this one that you don't need extra sessions of horse therapy. Speaking of horse therapy, we do have a 2-month-old pony now. So Dot is here. If you'd like, if you have a equine phobia, there's a young one here that you can, get your therapy with. And the young ones are not jaded yet. They're very naive but very innocent. So they're, that type of therapy can be, helpful for many people, especially for all of you that have made it this far and you skipped therapy last week.
But I want to know when the 1,000-year reign ended.
Did it?
I'm asking. I don't know.
Oh, I don't. How do I know?
Well, you don't know either. But on the stuff you were looking at and everything, on the theory, what's the theory?
There is evidence that this is the little season.
That we're in it.
That this could be the 1,000.
So it didn't end.
No, there's evidence that happened too. There's compelling. Again, no. I mean, I don't know if anything we've talked about today for me is honestly clear.
Yeah, of course.
So, but yeah, there's a case that's relatively intelligent, that's not dogmatic, sycophant, extremist perspective that Christ has already returned.
Yeah.
And there's also, a similarly strong argument from my perspective that this is still part of the 1,000-year reign of Satan on earth.
Yeah.
There was nothing that'd be like, oh yeah, for sure for me.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I mean, there's still tons of stuff, I haven't read and
of course
listened to and yeah. Mm-hmm. All right, guys. Subscribe to the channel if you're still here, please. Leave us a comment. Give us a thumbs up. Check out the links in the description. A few dollars goes a long way, so if you'd like to help out New Conchi, these amazing dancers, they're being invited to all over South America and Central America. They're doing it voluntarily, so click the link, check out the GoFundMe. Please throw a couple bucks at them if you're able to. If you're interested in doing life here and having weird conversations like this, if you want to, find some peace, man, find some commonality, leave some of that matrix and some of that divisiveness aside to feed your soul in a beautiful, what is this? Valley, but like a container. I don't know,
Yeah. I like
a beautiful container to breathe clean air and drink clean water and meet cool people and have a beautiful culture surround you that's loaded with kindness, regardless of what you see in the media about the cartels in a few different places in Ecuador. Check out the retreat in January. There's a link in the description. We'd love to see you down here one day.
So until then,
we'll see you next time,
take
guys.
care, everyone. Hey guys, thanks so much for tuning in. Taking this quick break to remind you, we run Vilcabamba Lifestyle Retreats. If you're interested in checking out this area, hanging out with us, getting all the information you could possibly want, and having a great time, check out the links below. Thanks so much. Back to the program.
You gonna have some? Yeah? You guys want it? Yeah.
Ugh. 4-0 today against Ian.
It's good.
I hadn't played in a while.
You want some? You want this or no?
Yeah, when I'm in a minute. I hadn't played in a while, and I was on fire. It was fun.
Who was there?
Me, Patty, Ian, Darwin, that guy, the guy from New Jersey.
Yeah.
Yeah, and who was the sixth? There was one other.
He's all right or no?
Bobby.
Yeah. Oh, all right. That's actually not bad.
No, it was good. It's a good.
Yeah.
It's a solid 6.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, he's pretty good.
Okay.
He's decent. I mean,
I haven't played with him.
No, yeah, he's.
No, that's actually decent.
No,
six,
it was fun. It was really fun.
It's good, man. Did you guys play here?
Yeah. Yep. It's enjoyable.
I'm like on 2 weeks of diet in check
Nice.
and body weight stuff.
Good. It's awesome.
First time in over 2
couple of
years. Dude.
Yeah. It's awesome. Good. Yeah. No, I've been really working on my body, trying to like get just recover everything so it all works. It's helping. It's definitely helping.
Yeah. Stop doing so many cleanses.
And I've found some very weak points.
Really?
Yeah. Like.
Yeah. I mean, they're pretty easy to find, huh?
Yes, I realized before I said it, I was setting you up. But
Yeah. I won't make any jokes about it. Do they? Does it cramp? Like, do you notice, or is it just weak?
Just weak. Like I'm following these videos and stuff that people are, and some of the stuff that I've never done before is like easy. I got it, no problem. They'll say, all right, step 1, step 2, I can go right to the end.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then other stuff, like they're like, okay,
Whoa,
do 100 reps of this, and I can't do 1.
Right.
I'm like there's this like this. Like this guy. So this guy says do 20. He's like, do 20 of these, like 20 of these, and easy. 20 of these, easy. Then he's like, do 100 of these.
Oh yeah, no way.
Like
Yeah.
I get to like 8.
Yeah. No way. I mean, part of that is just mobility.
No, it is.
Yeah,
it's like
it's
there's
just
something like in
tightness.
here and in here that's
Yeah.
just like doesn't
Tight.
allow that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why that's why all the like trainers and sports scientists now say like, teach your kids mobility now so
Yeah.
it becomes like
Right.
a routine.
Totally. And you
You
don't
know,
have to go through like what I'm going through trying to recover it. Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, even and the brilliance of like most children is they're so pliable and they're
Right.
so mobile
Right.
already that it's not like a chore for them
Not at all.
to do that stuff, but then it becomes a habit.
Yeah,
you know?
totally. No, it's a
Couple
very
times
good
a
idea.
week.
No, I've even been doing like some of these different like Eastern movements
Yeah.
that are great. And then a lot of the like, fascia stuff and some tapping and all kinds of stuff. It's been good.
Some tapping?
Yeah.
Like,
No, like you tap and say stuff, and there's
Yes,
like
I
these spots and
Teshna does some awesome
yeah, she's amazing.
meridian tapping.
Nick's really good at it too.
I haven't seen him in a while.
So here's a good one for you, since what we were talking about. So Ian cuts his finger. We were playing ball, and he cuts his finger, and he's like taking a
What?
minute.
Like on somebody's nail?
I think it was actually on the ball, which I don't even know how that happened. It was like the ball hit him. I don't know. Somehow he's got a little
Bleeding,
cut on his finger. Yeah. So he cuts his finger, and he's like trying to get it to stop bleeding, and Patty goes, "Suck on it," and Ian goes, "I am sucking on it."
Oh, yeah. Yeah? Feels right.
It's such a funny group of guys.
Yeah, I kind of miss it. A little bit. Like part of me does. I think I miss weightlifting more.
Weightlifting?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I do miss hoops though. We'll see if I can actually get some mobility back and the knee feels as good as I think it can feel and the way it's been feeling. Might be, a couple times a month I might try.
Yeah, I mean,
probably
you gotta
won't do.
see, bro. Rehab the knee, see if you can get it strong, and then test it out.
Yeah. Yeah, buddy.
No, I very firmly believe that I can, like, get my body to the point where I can do anything I want.
You should be able to. I mean, you've not had any surgeries or any,
No.
like
Yeah.
nothing.
Yeah.
You're just old and,
Yeah, I mean, I've had some challenges with physically, but yes.
well, yeah, but that's just because you eat so much fiber.
All I eat is steak. I literally eat steak.
So much fiber. Oh, no wonder you're so plugged up. Dude, I had a good fillet at Chilalo's that night I told you,
Yeah.
but it was like
It was extra.
it was extra good the other night. Yeah, had the fillet with side of shrimp, and they bring it out on the sizzling plate.
Yeah,
They
it's
had it like,
delicious.
dude, no, they're. I kind of still don't understand how they stay in business.
They just have to own the place, so it just doesn't matter.
Right. Yeah, it was.
No,
Quite
I love
tasty.
that place.
Yeah, quite tasty. And they're always so nice, and they have the table set up for you, and yeah, that's a good spot. I mean, Eddie was happy. Like, I asked him what type of vegan options, because his family's all vegan, and Chilalo's gave me all these things. They're like, oh, we can do this.
And they have a
sent
good
him-
salad.
Yeah, and they have like other things too, which I didn't even know about. So I sent them to Eddie, and he's
That's
like, oh,
tough. How do you get your protein?
yeah, I mean, lots of beans. Lots of beans, lots of legumes.
Lots of what?
Peas, legumes, beans, probably primarily a lot of that. Yeah, but he's like, wow, the burger was pretty good, like he was.
Nice.
And I think Sienna ended up getting like a pasta
Yeah.
that she liked, and Harper got a burger she liked.
No, I go every day to Healthy and Tasty, and I get a steak, and I used to make a salad, but I don't want the salad, so I just have them give me extra avocado.
That's good.
So I get like a whole avocado
Yeah.
and a bunch of potatoes and a steak. It's great.
Works.
Yeah, it works.
When we were in keto,
It's clean. I feel good.
we went to this Asado's place.
Yeah.
I don't know. And it was really good, dude.
Yeah.
The guy on the grill was an Argentinian dude. And
Well, yeah, they're known for that. Yeah.
dude, it was awesome. And then we got a couple different soups, like massive. I mean, it was the biggest bowl of soup I've ever seen in Ecuador. Massive. There's a whole avocado in the soup.
Yeah.
Like a whole egg, whole avocado, a whole, like just in it. And I'm like, wow, dude, it was really good. Really good.
Yeah.
There's like one of them was like what's that orange stuff? Powder? Like
Turmeric?
Turmeric, yeah. It's like a turmeric potato soup.
A crema, like a.
Kinda, yeah. But it was loaded with like avocado and like good stuff, man. And then there was like a chicken soup that was awesome. I mean, we went to this breakfast place
Yeah.
every day with the kids and a couple of the other dads, and it was, bro, it was a big piece of like nice chicken, like nicely seasoned, nice, like really well done. Like I would eat it, like not like, oh, it's just like chicken off of the, I don't know. It was good. I don't know what was on it, but it was a good piece of chicken. They gave you a potato, rice,
Yeah.
potato,
Yeah.
2 eggs, like a breakfast roll that was good with cheese.
So huge.
Yeah. No, I'm missing something. Oh, a salad, a little salad. This was for breakfast.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
called it the completo.
Completo.
Completo. And there's something else. Oh, and avocado, and a half an avocado, and either a hot milk or a coffee
or
and a
tea or
juice.
whatever.
And it was $3.
Yeah.
It was $3.
It's wild.
I'm like, what the? It's unbelievable.
That is unbelievable. I'd have to go to bed after that.
Oh, I didn't eat. I mean, I didn't eat the rice.
Yeah, right.
I didn't eat the
If I
rice.
skipped
didn't
the
eat
rice and the
bread.
potatoes and the bread.
I mean, the potato was good. It wasn't just like a plain potato. It was like this seasoned. I don't know. It was actually decent. But
Yeah,
I tried it. But I ate the chicken and the eggs and
Yeah,
the
yeah.
avocado and the milk and
Yeah.
it was. But I couldn't believe it. I'm like $3.
Size. Yeah, that's crazy.
How do you make any money?
You don't.
You
make
can't.
much,
Like
yeah.
it's like a dime. You make like 30 cents. Do you even make 10% on that meal?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that was the thing. We found this awesome tacos place too. There was a Mexican guy. It's called Tacos and Chelas or something. It was right by the Casablanca Stadium. The last night, Quinn and I decided we were going to take a walk, and we walked over. We're like, oh, let's just go walk. We walk, we see this place, and it's all decorated awesome. They got piñatas hanging. It's all, super bright. And we sat down, and he brought out, I think it was like 3 like chicken quesadillas with a side of chips, and a big side of guac was like $6. And then 5 tacos with a side of chips and a big thing of guac was like $7 or $8. And he gave me, I couldn't decide. And he's like, do you want just a sampling? So I got like a chorizo and a barbacoa and a steak and a chicken and a Hawaiian, and it was really well done, dude. Really well done. We were sitting there, and Quinn and I were in there, and there were some other Ecuadorian families in there. And, we were there. This was like the 3rd or 4th day we were in keto. And, I mean, I saw maybe 2 or 3 gringos in the mall, like the big, super nice mall. Like, that's it. I didn't see gringos anywhere else.
Yeah.
And so we're sitting there, and what's up, dude? Just talking about you. But we're sitting there, and this, Ecuadorian and her boyfriend or husband are leaving, and they, buen provecho, and Thank you. And then she like stops and turns around. She's like, can I just talk to you in English for a second? And she has like perfect English. I'm like, sure. Like, what's up? And she's like, you know, I've been hearing you talk to your son for like the last hour, and I kept wanting to like come talk to you because my parents, you know, moved me to Ecuador. I was born in Toronto, but I've been back here for like 5 years. She went to college in Toronto, and now she's doing like a post-secondary education and becoming a doctor. And she's like, I just want to talk to somebody that speaks my language, you know?
Totally,
I'm like, sure. I can relate.
Right.
And she was talking, she was like giving me tips, and like she gave me her number, and she's like, if you want to know anything, I live right over here. If you want me to take you guys around, like I just love to talk to you. Love to talk to somebody in English and hang out, and you know, she was talking to Quinn, and do you like doctors? And I was expecting him to say no. And he's like, yeah. And he's like, I'd like you as my doctor. Yeah, but it was like that, man. Like the whole place, even the hostel, dude. We stayed at a hostel. Yeah. We did the overnight bus, regular bus, which was wild experience that I'd experienced with the group and the coaches and the team and the dads, and that was a thing. But then we stayed where everyone stayed at this hostel, and you know they said, you know, do you want us to help? You want us to book the reservation for you? Like the team was telling, I'm like, sure, you know. And she's like, do you want one bed or two? Like 2 beds, and we get there, and it's like one bed. It's like a mattress, like a legit mattress, and the other one was like this mattress about this thin, on some wood slats, unevenly spaced slats, with a pillow that was like a brick hard, that was like this thick. You couldn't even lay on the pillow. It was like this. The pillow was 2 or 3 times thicker than the mattress, and the mattress, you felt every slat. It was so thin. And I'm like, oh man, all right, I guess we're doing this, right? And the first night, I think I tossed and turned. I don't know if I slept. Like I already didn't sleep on the bus. Yeah. And then that first night, I don't think I slept. My body was not used to that. But we did it, and it was fun. But the hostel people were super friendly, and like, the last day we were supposed to check out at noon, and we're like, oh, the kids' games aren't until 4. You know, can we leave luggage here? And he's like, yeah, but my mom's birthday is at 1, so I'll be leaving. But then he like timed it up so that he came back to let us out, to lock the hostel up, to let us back in, to come back. Like they were like super accommodating, like for no reason, you know. And he's driving. He's like, well, just make sure you message me when you know, because I'm like, well, I don't know, you know, because sometimes the games are late. He's like, well, just message me because I'm like 20 or 30 minutes away.
Oh, wow.
But like totally no big deal. Like, and he's like a young guy, you know, I don't know, 25, you know, but super cool.
People here are just sweet,
yeah,
sweet
man.
People.
But it was a
sweet people.
It was a good experience, man.
Yeah.
Good experience.
No, I mean, the speaking English thing. I remember the first year to 2, where I'm in Loja, you know, in a freaking suit, like going around the city all day, every day, trying to start this business and doing this and doing that, and I don't speak anything, and I got a translator, and everything's in Spanish all day, and every day I just have the most massive headache by the end of the day, and like dying to just speak English to someone. It's
Do you have your music on?
I do.
You want to turn it on there so we can?
Yeah.
But,
Me or you, or how does it work?
Oh, yeah, I guess you can't. Alexa, shuffle my playlist acoustic.
Shuffle your playlist acoustic.
Let's see.
I have never in my life to this point talked to an electronic.
Is that too loud, you think?
Yeah.
You want to turn it down? Alexa, turn it down. I mean, I could just talk to you then. Jesse, go turn Alexa down. Is that too loud?
Respond.
Alexa, turn it down, please. Alexa, you're sweet.
It's good you're polite.
You're welcome.
Man, more unique than a unicorn.
Is that what she said? I couldn't hear. I was thanking her. Or you're welcoming her.
Does it feel good to be in a place of gratitude?
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You know this song?
No.
Take the stage.
No. Your music is like most of your music is like a permanent like beach montage scene.
Get me through this. Beach?
Montage.
Yeah?
You know what I mean?
No.
You know what I mean?
Not really.
Like all your songs are like where the movie stops and you have a few minutes where it's a montage and they're like frolicking and they're on a date and they go on a boat ride and they're having fun. and,
That's
like,
great.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Now you know what
I mean, kind of.
Yeah.
This one's kind of.
This one's that.
This one's that?
Yeah.
This is the acoustic version. This isn't this song originally is like much faster.
I don't know the song. I can picture like the guy and the girl.
No,
They're
this song
frolicking.
is not. This song is fast. Like
Yeah. Well, all right.
this is the slow version.
I say yes.
Hit that I was getting, then I bumped again, then
All
I
right.
bumped again. She said,
Let's do it.
"Shall we?"
Yeah.
Sleep inside you. How
But
do
I
I
think it's
get
too loud.
myself back to the place where she said, "I want something
You see, and
else to get me through this."
you have that very insincere look on your
Some
face.
kind of life, baby, baby. I want something else. Not listening when you say goodbye. Alexa, Jesse says turn it down. Alexa, turn it down. I can barely hear it now.
Alexa, turn it up slightly.
It's good.
Fine.
It's not like the
See how it
mics are
goes.
here, bro.
It's true.
All right.
Hello and welcome back to the Ecuador Insider Podcast. Jesse, Brandon, pleased to be with you. Wednesday.
Hey guys, we're here in Vilcabamba with the Abundant Living team. To learn more about our next retreat, click the link in the description down below. From our family to yours, welcome to Vilcabamba.